What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Unapologetic Entrepreneur. On today's episode is about the people that are actually winning. Because the truth is, success doesn't stop most entrepreneurs. You know what does? Comfort. We're going to talk about that. Let me say that again. Success doesn't stop you. Comfort does. The moment things start working, income improves, pressures ease, life starts to feel good. That's when most people start losing their edge. And today, we want to talk about why that happens, how it sneaks up on you, and how it sneaks up on high performers, and how unapologetic entrepreneurs stay dangerous even when life gets easier. Let's begin. Once again, today is why success slows down high performers. Let me start by saying hello to those of you that are on with us today. Let me see who's on. Let's see, let's go to the chat. Hi, Francine the Dream Reeves. How you doing? Thank you for chiming in. Hello to all of you that are coming in. I really want to talk about this topic because a lot of times we get way too comfortable when things start to become easier. See, at the beginning, you're stressing, you're struggling, you don't know what to do. And what when you're in that hunger and in that pain, is easy to keep moving forward. It's a lot easier. So once you actually start to build momentum and things start to get better and income is coming in, you start to ask yourself, oh, okay, you feel in a better position. So you know what ends up happening? You take your foot off the gas, you get comfortable. And that's what we're going to talk about today. I don't want everybody that's out there working their businesses to lose their edge. Hey, Donna, how you doing, Donna? How you doing? Hello. All right. So just, guys, remember the platform. You're able to have a conversation, ask a question, chime in. I will gladly show it on the screen so people could chime in and continue to follow through on the comments. You can scan this right here to like, share, and subscribe. We have some powerful people coming through this platform very soon. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a thing. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the comfort. Right now, I want to talk about how comfort feels like success. See, you get comfortable because you start to see things going right? So comfort lies to you. It's like this little liar in your side that tells you, hey, you could take a few days. You've earned this. You don't need to go that hard. Relax. Things are great. You can relax now. You don't need to push as hard. You know what happens 9 times out of 10? Or let's say 8 times out of 10. People listen. They think that it's great to just relax, take your foot off the gas. You let Big Mo leave. Just okay, I got it now. Momentum's on my side. Nothing can go wrong. Let me tell you, comfort is where entrepreneurs go to die. If you get too comfortable, you will lose your edge and you could possibly lose your business. It's dangerous. It's very dangerous. Hey Heather, how you doing? Uh-oh. Miss TT, Miss Director. Oh yeah, she's here. Hello, hello. How you doing? All right. So we're definitely talking about not getting too comfortable. The moment things start working and income improves, pressures ease, everything starts to feel good. I want you to make sure that you don't lose your edge. Let me see who else is on. Don't lose your edge. All right. Comfort makes you feel like you earned this. Like rest is necessary. But comfort is actually different. Comfort has people skipping waking up early in the morning. You know, when you're hungry, you're waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning, getting your mind right, reading personal development books, books that give you all the tips to helping you succeed. You're on mentoring calls. But guess what? Things are working out. All that self-development, all that you've been feeding yourself gets you real comfortable. So now you loosen things up. Here's what happens. People stop following their schedule. They break routine. They stop tracking their numbers because they think it's always going to be there. You avoid hard conversations. Now you're not, it's okay. Everything's way too easy. How do you combat that? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, hey, how you doing? Friday at 5. Let's go. I love the listen, guys. Thank you for always supporting. Thank you for always showing up. It is a pleasure. I love to have this conversation with you guys. For those of you that are chiming in late, we're talking about how comfort kills. I want to make sure that we have this conversation because there's entrepreneurs now that started their January the right way. Now they're scaling. Things are happening. And I'm saying that people get that confused with comfort because now things are easy. So they let their foot off the gas. For what I know, I come from a culture that we go all gas, no brakes all the time. All right. Yeah, I just added that all the time. All the time. Success doesn't mean that success, what I said at the beginning is success doesn't stop you. Comfort does. Comfort starts to feel a little too good. So people start missing out their early morning routines. They loosen up their schedule. They stop tracking numbers. They don't have hard conversations. Comfort convinces you that maintenance is enough. How do you guys feel about that? Is maintenance just enough? Here's what I heard and what I learned. I heard that is not. You got to keep working. As a matter of fact, when you're winning, you got to play harder. Growth never lives in maintenance. You can't grow in just maintaining. The game of entrepreneurship is always to scale. Stay relevant. Even to stay relevant, you have to scale. Uh-oh, we got some comments coming in already. Oh, Miss Kelsey is talking about 2026 is the year to be uncomfortable. You know what? You're absolutely right. As an entrepreneur, you should always want to be uncomfortable because, as one of my colleagues said, comfort is where things go to die. It feels good, but you're dying. So you only have two options. You're either living or you're dying. So comfortable is not where you want to be. See, every level that you ever reach requires discomfort. You can't remain comfortable to grow, to gain. Uh-oh. Let's see. We have some questions. You ever saw a cheetah moonwalk? Nope. Not at all. If anybody has, please You know what? If you have a picture of that, please, no AI. Let us know. So basically, you got to always stay hungry. That's what he's saying there. That's what I got from that. You got to stay hungry, stay hungry. Think about it. Learning the business, making your calls, hearing the words no, showing up when you didn't feel like it and you were not ready. That was all discomfort. That's the discomfort that built you, that got you to this point of success. Why would you give that up? There is, it's sad to say, there is no balance. You just make everything work. There's no real balance. For a long time, I thought that there was a work-life balance. You work this much, you balance it out with your personal life. I feel they go hand in hand. It's all part of a cycle that has to work together. I don't know if there's a work-life balance. How do you guys feel about that? You guys watching? Hmm. Can't go backwards. Only KMF. Keep moving forward. Shameless plug. Only keep moving forward. You can't go backwards. See, once you're in a certain position, you should be always looking to go up. So getting comfortable, for those of you that feel that you got it, you got your income steady in your entrepreneur venture. There are no worries. All bills are paid. Kids are in private school. See, I know seven-figure earners, they go harder than someone that has nothing because they know they're in a drop of a dime, they can lose anything. Oh, there we go, Mr. Cousin Keith saying there's no such thing as work-life balance. For a long time, I did think there was a work-life balance. I thought that there had to be a different way, that you had to be able to balance out your life. But I realized it all comes together. And it all comes from, I think, that comfort zone. Yes, you're allowed to treat yourself, but don't cheat yourself by getting comfortable. The problem is, once again, it gets easier. People just stop doing things that made them successful. They feel they have no pressure. And I think pressure serves as a tool if you let it. I can't think of the quote. I'm sure she's going to post it soon. I like to say pressure makes diamonds or bust pipes. Which are you? But oh wait, pressure can either drown you or drive you. Woo! I think that's it. I think that's it. Pressure can either drown you or drive you. And I choose to let it drive me. So when you're successful and you ease back, the pressure seems to be gone. And that's when people get way too comfortable. And without that uncomfortable feeling, the uneasy feeling, without tracking your business, without staying vigilant, you will stop your growth. And most importantly, you will lose your edge. Once you lose your edge, it's twice as much work to gain that momentum, Big Mo, than it is to lose it. So think about that when you start to try to ease up and take your foot off the gas. All that momentum you built can be gone. No such thing. Come on, chime in. Tell me how you guys feel. Maybe somebody has an argumentative point. I'm sure there's somebody that has an angel's advocate. If you're not uncomfortable, are you really expanding? That's a question for you guys watching. If you are not uncomfortable, are you really expanding? That's a thought. Let that marinate a minute. Think of a rubber band. Rubber band is easy, but as you stretch it, that's when it gets stronger. I mean, if you go too fast, too wide, it will snap. That's where you got to live in that right space. Right space. Let's see. Anybody? All right. How do you guys feel about that work-life balance? Or for those of you that are entrepreneurs that are watching, hmm? How do you feel about that work-life balance? Does it exist? How many of you have out there, all you married couples? Does work-life balance exist? I would love to hear from you. This chat should be blowing up because I would love to know what you guys think. Let me see what I got. Let's see if anybody's in the chat right now. We got Heather saying growth comes from discomfort. Agreed. Agreed. I agree. I want to put this out there because I've seen people getting way too comfortable in their success. So, how high performers lose their edge is exactly by getting way too comfortable. Here's the dangerous part. Nobody wakes up and says, today I'm going to fall off. Today I'm going to let doesn't matter. You know how it happens? Slowly. That compound interest of doing those little things that you used to do, taking them away. Getting, like I said, out of your routine. It's almost like somebody that starts on the first, going to the gym every day. They start going, they got this New Year's resolution saying that they're gonna go out there and lose whatever amount of pounds, get you know all chiseled, and then they missed that one day and they slept in. Hmm, that felt good. You know what happens? It compounds. Nobody missed them that day. Your body doesn't really feel it, but it compounds over time. And guess what you start doing? You stop going to the gym. Now you're back to where you started. The same thing happens in business. What I want to do with this particular episode is I want to wake all of you up there getting way too comfortable. And I'm going to challenge you to do something very uncomfortable. Keep your edge. Keep sharpening your sword. That's how you get longevity in your business. You got to put yourself in uncomfortable, uncompromising situations. You can't just lay back. You can't keep saying no. When someone challenges you to do something, as long as it's legal, do it. It's going to make you better. It's going to make you stronger. I don't know if you guys remember watching the very first episode that I ever did of Unapologetic Entrepreneur. Man, I was a nervous wreck. I didn't know how to work the platform. Man, ooh. But after that one experience, I grew. I got better. I learned how to talk to the audience. I learned how to interact. I learned how to use the software more importantly. And even coming up with the topics became easier. Getting guests, people that want to actually come on it all gets easier. But you think it was comfortable? Absolutely not. It was not. As an entrepreneur, yes. As a W 2, no. Limitless, please elaborate on what you're talking about because I kept going, I didn't look. So now I want to know exactly what you're talking about. As an entrepreneur, I guess getting comfortable is, I mean, as an entrepreneur, you shouldn't get comfortable. Maybe as a W 2, you're trying to say, I'm not trying, I don't understand where you're coming from, but please tell me because I really want to confront that one. Being comfortable also may invite intrusive thoughts. No? I agree with that. But I think that when you're uncomfortable is when you get more creative. So when you start thinking about making things, how you start creating systems. For me, when I'm uncomfortable and I feel overwhelmed, I know I can't do it all myself. So I try to develop a system in which and everybody can fit in and it starts working. And it starts working. That's when my creative juice is at its highest. So I guess I do let on that uncomfort and that pressure drive me because you're always going to have two options or thoughts at all. Okay, I see what you're saying. Let me see. Alumnus replying, answering for work. Oh, work-life balance. Okay, okay. So Alumnus was saying, as an entrepreneur, do you think I'm gonna go back to this? Are you saying that as an entrepreneur, work-life balance does exist, and as W2, no? I think you want to say those reverse, but I'm not sure. I'll let you go from that. Oh, the conversation's going crazy in the comments. Let's keep bringing it on. And don't mind asking, hey, feel free to ask questions. I'm just speaking my mind here, but I'm telling you what I've seen when it comes to getting comfortable. I've been actually, you know what? Shame to say it, but I'm gonna be honest because I always am, especially here. Um, I'm gonna tell you this. There was a moment that I took my foot off the gas. I was like revving on all six cylinders and I took my foot off the gas and it took a long time for me to get back to normal. Um, And oh man, we keep talking. I think the word of the year is going to be proximity. Guys, if you got to write something down, write it down now. Proximity. Man, I'm glad I was around the right people because that was a time that I could have felt into a comfort zone and I could have just leveled out and been back where I started, you know. And I'm glad I have the right people around me because they pushed me. They kept pushing me. And in pushing me, they kept me going back up between 5 and 6, never really bringing the car down to 4, 3, 2, or 1, never going in reverse. That doesn't even exist on the car. So they kept me on the top gears. And that's, I'm telling you, proximity is everything. So being uncomfortable is where I like to live, right in that spot where it's almost too much to handle, but you can still handle it. You start getting creative. You know, you don't get too lazy or lackadaisical. Hold on, we got a question. Let's see. Let's see what comes up right here. I think I saw a question. Okay, that's not funny. When was the last time you felt uncomfortable? I feel uncomfortable every day. I know better than to answer that any other way. Uncomfort is what keeps this the heartbeat of our business. But that's a very those of you that work in our business will know what that sounds like. When was the last time you did something uncomfortable? We get asked that all the time. Why? Because our mentor does not let us take the foot off the gas. If he sees you're getting too comfortable, he's going to ask you when was the last time, and usually that's followed up with a challenge. An entrepreneur creates their own work life balance when disciplined. As a W 2, you are at the will of the job. Beautifully said. See, as an entrepreneur, you really schedule and rule your time. As a W 2, no offense to anybody who works at W 2, I believe in W 2s as well because not entrepreneurship is not made for everyone. But as a W 2, your job dictates where you can live, when you can take off, when you can spend time with the family. So I guess you can create a work life balance around your W 2 because they control everything. As an entrepreneur, you got to be careful not to go one way too long or the other way too hard. So you got to create your own balance. I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Oh, that was a very good statement there, Limnish. All right, so let's get back to what I was saying. Here's the secret to staying sharp. You ready? You ready? Do not wait for discomfort. You should schedule it. So how do I put that in a way some of you might understand? If there's something that challenges you, that you feel no one should ever feel they cannot do anything, but you feel that that would be something a hard task for you to do. You know how you did your goals? Schedule your goal. Schedule it. I'm going to speak publicly to a group of people on such and such day. Schedule it. Don't wait for it to come your way. Don't wait for someone to tell you, hey, you ready for a challenge? Don't wait for it. Just go do it. Put yourself in that situation. Make yourself uncomfortable. Schedule it. That means block out time to learn. Learn something that makes you really that challenges you in your business and go after it. That'll keep you going. That'll keep you sharp. Put yourself in rooms where you're not the smartest person. Put yourself in a situation where you're not the smartest person. That's uncomfortable, but you learn a lot. It expands your lid. Wow, I'm so grateful that we have that we have people that challenge us every day because that's how we stay sharp all the time. You just put yourself in that room, listen to the conversations, and see what you gain from it. Start to let your mind grow. Instead of avoiding conversations, go towards them. You know, each and every one of you have that one person or that one conversation lingering in your mind that you don't want to have. Don't avoid it. All right, let's see. Don't avoid it. Let's see what people have to say. Replying to Cherry, I'm uncomfortable now. Oh, Francine's really uncomfortable right now. Kelsey saying the same thing. That means you guys are growing. Being uncomfortable is what that's where it's at. Ladies, you're growing. I'm so proud of you that you actually are being open and honest saying you're uncomfortable because now we at least know you're growing. This is going to be easy. This year, like Kelsey said, that 2026 is the year of uncomfort. Well, you're doing it. You're making yourself grow. You're not waiting for opportunities to open or challenges to come your way. You're actually going towards them full steam ahead. That's the best way to do it. That is the best way to do it. Here's another one: train your body and mind when it's hard. See, me, I am going to the gym. I go 3 times a week. And, I was talking to my mentor, and he was like, you got to pick a day that you go heavy. You got to gain muscle. I was like, "Dang, I mean, I'm working out, man. I'm trying to stay fit." He was like, as you get older, your body breaks down muscle. So he put me through his whole education thing. And I was like, hmm. So it's one of those things that I am trying, but I'm willing to put myself in that situation to learn and see what's going on. It's uncomfortable. It's not what I thought it would be, but still got to do it. It makes you better. And I think that's the way you should approach entrepreneurship. The same way. It's all relative. It's all relative. Let's see. You ladies are doing amazing. They're giving each other compliments now in the chat. Okay. So, if anybody out there has a question, please shoot it. I got something I want to say before I close, but I want to see if there's anybody that chimes in. Uh, See, discomfort is designed to always make you better. See, a uncomfortable sequence of events is going to make you grow so much faster than just laying back and being comfortable. So, for those of you that are scaling your business, for those of you that are growing in your business, when the magic happens, the money makes things easier. Uh, you start to gain more time. You got a handle on the business. Let me tell you, find something that challenges you within your business to make yourself uncomfortable. Because again, I repeat this, you're either dying or growing. The choice is ultimately going to be yours. See if we have anything in the chat real quick. Of course, they're giving themselves the flowers right now. Ladies, you are doing amazing. Let's see. Make sure I didn't miss anybody's comments. All right. I want to leave you with something today about comfort. And in my style, always going to leave you with an acronym, something that sticks to the rib, something you could think about. Let me see. I want to tell you that the moment comfort becomes your goal, it's all over, folks. An entrepreneur doesn't play to be comfortable. They play to be consistent, disciplined, and most importantly, dangerous. Stay hungry, stay sharp. Please stay uncomfortable. Let me give you something for what comfort does here. I want you to think of this when you think about comfort. See, if you think comfort is for you, think of this. See, I want you to challenge yourself daily. Every day when you wake up, write on a piece of paper what's going to be one of the things that one of the challenges you're going to tackle. Write it down. Remember, it's not real unless you write it down. Put on a post-it. For some, it might be, I don't know, like I said, speak publicly, teach a lesson, volunteer. Write it down. O, outgrow yesterday's standards. So every day you should have a higher standard. That'll keep you uncomfortable. But I'm giving you an acronym for the word comfort. Like the way I flipped that there. Outgrow yesterday's standards. Whatever standards you had yesterday, put yourself on a higher plane. Tomorrow, ask for more. Do one more rep, one more half mile. I don't know, whatever makes you feel uncomfortable, like I don't want to do that. Make your heart beat. Skip a beat a little. Uh-oh. Wait, before I go on, I got a comment here in the chats. Let's see what we got here. We do have Kelsey that says growth is uncomfortable because you have never been there before. You've never been this version of you. Should have you up here one day. That was real good right there. Uh-oh. There's always a bill due for staying comfortable too long. The future collects with interest. Oh man, take a screenshot of that. That's a strong point right there. So do not. Another reason why you don't want to stay comfortable. So again, C, challenge yourself. O, outgrow yesterday's standards. M, maintain discipline as success rises. Don't take your foot off the gas. Keep pushing. Demand greatness. Demand greatness. F, fight complacency. In other words, when you feel you're too comfortable, figure something out. Go do something. You can't be complacent. O, own your discomfort. You got to own everything in entrepreneurship. Own your wins, own your losses, own your discomfort. Own it. Refuse to coast. For those of you that are readers out there, every January I read Outwitting the Devil. I'm reading 2 books right now, thanks to our mentor. One I read always every year, the beginning of the year, Outwitting the Devil. And it always gets more and more interesting. And they talk about this refusing to coast. Don't drift. There's danger in drifting. And that's what this reminded me of right there. The other book I'm reading is by Tom Grover, Winning. Ooh, that's not, guys, that's not for the weak, and that's not a motivational book. That's a book if I'm talking about the truth, about winning and the truth. Oh boy. Ooh, I recommend it. So refuse to coast. And lastly, train when it's hard. Take the word train out and just say work when it's hard. Show up when it's hard. Show up when you don't feel like showing up. Don't give yourself an excuse not to do something. I have partners that actually come teach agents and then go to a funeral they had planned. I mean, you think that's not hard? They just feel like they have to do it. They own that. That's a tough position. I'm really in awe of some of the things I've seen in our business because people continue to put themselves in uncomfortable situations and they're given a back door out and they don't take it. Man, talk about persistence and growth. So let me run those by you one more time. C, challenge yourself daily. O, outgrow yesterday's standards. M, maintain discipline as success rises. F, fight complacency. O, own your discomfort. R, refuse to coast. And T, train when it's hard. Let's see if there's anything in the chat before I go anywhere. Love the book. Somebody loved the book. All right. Antoinette loved the book. Yeah, we got some good ones, man. Love winning. I guess Antoinette really likes this one. I left my 4th grade class listen to it for a bit. Woo! All right, we won't say where you work. That's a strong book for these 4th graders, man. They're gonna be winners, though. I'll tell you that much. So again, in closing, I know comfort is attractive. Comfort is very sneaky. But one thing that we just in the comments you read, comfort is very expensive. The moment comfort becomes your goal, just remember, you stopped growing. Guys, we have a very great episode coming up. I got some special guests. I hope you guys are ready for an hour of content and conversation. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We have some real heavy hitters out there in entrepreneurship. They're going to come and grace us with their presence. I can't wait to that moment. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. Thank you for giving me your time. It's been an honor, a pleasure, and a privilege. Remember, stay uncomfortable. With that being said, be blessed.